What is going on, guys? My name is Vilify, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new GT Goku event missions. This is part 1 of the 2 that came out, and this is the one for what is translated on the wiki as Diabolical Villains, but the team is actually Inhuman Deeds. So the way that we are kind of doing this is setting this up as a sworn enemy setup. Therefore, we aren't going to have any issues with, tech grade 8 Vegeta not being good enough, and also not dealing with a 150% leader, because the 150% leader is a bit of a pain in the butt. But you guys can see here, this is the team that we're going to be rocking with. It is a no item run, so if you guys use items, it will be more than easy enough. So, taking a quick look at the team build, unfortunately I do not have LR Golden Frieza, so we are making do with the TUR, and we have an uber defensive rotation here of Final Form Frieza with his guaranteed guard against Goku family enemies, as well as AGL Golden Frieza for his high damage reduction. And then the other rotation when we get it set up is going to be Full Power Frieza, the AGL one, lined up with INT Third Form Frieza for his sworn enemy support, and just kind of a stacking rotation that will look very good towards the end of the fight. INT Third Form Frieza will do just fine in that last phase, and we have AGL Full Power Frieza just here to do that uber amount of damage that he is capable of doing. You guys can see that they want us to right off the bat use our active skills in phase 1, but obviously we are not going to be doing that. And then our floater, because I didn't mention them, both of our floaters are going to be full power First Form Frieza. So we have the tech one, who gets extra ki against superclass enemies as well as stacking, and then the guaranteed crit when he gets into golden mode, as well as the STR First Form one, just to make sure that we meet the sworn enemies category as well, just matching everything up, right? I just wanted to make sure everybody on the team was fine. There's not really a tough AGL portion of this, so I felt that we could get away with running LR First Form Frieza and not having many issues whatsoever, and clearly you guys are seeing this video, it's a no item run, so we did not have much trouble at all. Now, LR Golden Frieza would be a nice way to set this up, but if you are not inclined to run the sworn enemy setup, the Inhuman Deeds team is something that you could probably get away with, but it's going to take some trial and error, because the leaders for Inhuman Deeds are not very good. We have LR Nappa and Vegeta, or Nappa slash Vegeta, as well as LR Grade 8 Vegeta. No 170% leads, so what we did was we took Full Power Frieza and took advantage of a 170% lead that this guy brings to the table. So it's like, when you have something like that going, you know you're going to be cooking with the grease. It's going to be looking real nice. So that's why I decided to go with the double Full Power Frieza, just so we could have 2 of those just colossal nuking units. And I think what I end up doing, actually, is floating AGL Golden Frieza off and putting Full Power Frieza next to the INT Final Form Frieza, just because we know he has that guaranteed guard against the Goku family enemies, so we're going to have nothing to worry about there. This is kind of like a nice setup for a Frieza team, because the whole time you're up against Pure Saiyans, you're up against Goku the whole time. This is where he's really going to shine and look at his best, because that is how his kit is designed, especially with Full Power Frieza. I'm sure you guys know this at this point, but if he is up against the Goku enemy, Full Power Frieza gets guaranteed crits no matter what. So when you are seeing those 8, 9 million, 18 key attack stats, or 24 key attack stats, or whatever it may have you, and those are guaranteed crits, you're really going to be looking good. I don't believe you can run Ginyu on this setup. You could run Ginyu's 200% as a friend lead if you're running this setup, but again, I opted to run the kind of more basic, just full Frieza family setup with a bloodline, and that way we were going to have no trouble whatsoever. So I don't remember, I think this is how I set it up for the rest of the video, and then I kind of move it accordingly. It's like, where do I need to move somebody? I believe one of the turns in this run is one where that actually gets really close, and we have to risk it for the biscuit with the Frieza in the 3rd slot, and it's like the normals keep coming. It's like, oh boy, here comes the super on Full Power Frieza, because the AGL Full Power Frieza setup is kind of counterproductive at the same time, because you're doing so much damage to Goku with all these crits, but you're also not stacking up and building the defense up fast enough. So it's like, if he takes a super from full power of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, there's a good chance that he's going to take a lot of damage there. So that is where things with this get a little bit risky, but obviously we do get the job done. I think this took about 4 or 5 tries. First try with the Sworn Enemies team, but I was trying a LR Grade 8 Vegeta setup, and it just was not working for the no item run. I figured doing no items would be a little bit more fun for this, and then the Join Forces mission, I decided to do full auto mode, so that video will probably be coming up later today or tomorrow. Just to make sure that we cover everything. We are, with the anime being over, we are going back to a little bit more of your regular routine Dokkan content on this channel. Not unique events anymore, unfortunately, but we will try and spice things up so we can keep this fresh and keep this boat going, right? Because, 8th Annie was pretty successful for me, if we're just reflecting on it. I did have a video that was my most viewed video in a year, with the 8th anniversary animation reaction hitting almost 2,000 views. I don't like being obsessed with the numbers on YouTube, but they kind of force you to be in a way, just so you kind of understand what your demographic is, what people are watching, what people are clicking, and unfortunately that does kind of involve, just being obsessed with the numbers when you want to actually grow the channel, right? Because, like, you could easily just sit back and chill and do your thing. But then if something isn't going well and you're not paying attention to what the numbers are doing, then it's hard to reflect and really make the best possible content that people want to watch the most, right? So it's very tricky in a market like this. So that's kind of like me being real with you guys for a minute. Just talking about like the daily struggle you got to go through with this YouTube stuff, right? But that's not to say that I don't enjoy it, but it does to say that goes to say that I do have to pay attention to the numbers, right? But that's enough for that tangent. This team, I'd say, is kind of fun. Like, I was enjoying running this kind of Namek Saga Sworn Enemy setup, just because I like using the Frieza family team or the Wicked Bloodline team. And it's like anytime I have an excuse to break out some of these extreme class units that I had the luxury of rainbowing, like Full Power Frieza I rainbowed during the 8th anniversary, so it's like, alright, let's let this guy cook and see what he can do, right? And then you guys could see only 220k defense at this point on turn 8 is not that, like, that's just not good, right? Like, in today's standard, that's trash. Like, so that's where I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. It's like, oh, if he takes a super, how much is he going to take, right? Like, it's going to get a little bit nerve-wracking. So that's why you got to try and build with this 18 key, right? It's so important with a unit like this, where it's like when they build on their 18 key, it's so frustrating because you know that additional they're not going to be raising their defense on. That's what makes Namek Goku such a nice stacking unit, because he raises on that 12 key. So if you get the guaranteed additionals, you know you're going to be raising your defense, and you can just build that defense up way faster, because you know you can do 2 to 3 defensive raises per turn rather than with Full Power Frieza where it's just 1, right? So it's like, he's kind of one of those units, especially in the event like this, the GT Goku event. It's like you have to do all of your damage before you can get hit, because he's just not going to be able to build up fast enough. But he is doing a ton of damage to the point where these enemies can't really swing with him. Like, you guys can see, he is doing a ton of damage. So it's like, you know, 9 million guaranteed crit, 8 million guaranteed crit, 6.1 guaranteed crit. It's just like he's doing so much defensively. And then right here, this is where we run into a problem where the orbs just were unlucky, and we were only able to get like 2 orbs, and we couldn't get the 24 or the 18 key. So on this turn, we're not getting a defensive build up. So that is where things get a little bit sketchy. And you guys can see our boy Final Form Frieza is doing just fine. He's doing exactly what he was brought here to do, just not get us killed, right? Like, he's taking a ton of damage, not any damage at all, 56k on a super, type neutral. We'll eat that for breakfast. We know if we get him into his zone on the tech stage, he'll be just fine. He'll be taking 40k from the super or whatever, and we have nothing to worry about with him. But here we go with Full Power Frieza. We are getting and trying to just get him, you know, the attack raising is nice, but just not being able to get that defense is inconvenient. And it's like right there, we're already at 7.1 on the super. And then First Form Frieza floating, doing, what was that, 5.1, I think that said? It wasn't 7, right? What was it, 5.1, I think? Yeah, 5.1. I knew it wasn't 7.1. Yeah, but 5.1, I'd say, from a floating unit like that, who's not really in an optimal setup, is pretty good, because, you know, that guy can look really impressive. So right here, I think I'm just checking links. It's like, how can we make this look the best? And then it's like, you want to think about this, right? It's like, how can I do this and get the Dokkan attack? But like, I have to get it with Third Form Frieza, just because I'm trying to build him up and make sure that he's ready to go for the next phase. Ideally, we would have wanted to get to the Dokkan attack by this next phase, so that way we could just use this Third Form Frieza and just really get a high attack for the Dokkan attack, right? We're talking like 5 million with the Dokkan attack, because right now we're already at 4.2, and the super luck hasn't been great with him. Sometimes he can do 3 to 4 supers, and that's when he's going to look really impressive, but, you know, we're 10 turns in, not really stressing. We're at 428,000 HP. I do think we get supered with Final Form Frieza right here, and we almost die, but we end up going to the next turn, and we're just fine because of the full heal from the Dokkan attack. But, no, I capped. That might have been another run. I know for a fact that happened, though, like where we got the Dokkan attack, and then the next turn, we ended up full healing. I know that happened in one of these runs, so... yeah, we are just, at this point, we're just trying to grind this out. I think I float off. Who do I float off right here? I think eventually I float off Third Form, or Final Form Frieza. Yeah, or Full Power Frieza. There's so many Friezas on this team, right? It's all Friezas. Yeah, like right here, can't get the 18 key again, so I'm not going to be able to get a defensive raise. And if there is a super on Full Power Frieza, we're probably just donezo, right? Like, that's the mindset that I'm at. It's like, if that's a super, this run is dead, it's over, and we just can't get the 18 key to raise, and then maybe take a little bit less. So usually Full Power Frieza was taking like 590, 580 per super, so we just are missing a little bit of HP. If we were to have like LR Golden Frieza, we would have been okay, but unfortunately we do not. He is my next yellow coin candidate, so the next time I have, I think I have like 440 red or yellow coins right now, so whenever I can go ahead and scoop those last few up, we will go ahead and take care of that. But LR Golden Frieza, I could have bought him with Carnival coins, but I decided I'm going to be responsible and not buy the a non-Carnival unit with Carnival coins. So I was like, you know what? Let's not do this. This isn't worth it. I'll just go ahead and get whatever Carnival LR I want with those coins rather than impulsively buying an LR that I probably don't need that bad, right? It's like Golden Frieza would be nice, but I don't really need him for anything at the moment because like all the content in the game is beaten at this point. So it's like I'm only buying a unit that I want and not that I need at this point. So we'll see. But there we have it. We are basically done with this run. I think we have like 1 or 2 more turns in here and let third form Frieza cook, do his thing. We're already up to 4.5 and he has the potential to quad super. Good chance he does not, but he can do it. And then that's obviously a relief. So 4.7 right there. The normal didn't land, but that's okay because the super did. So there you go. You can eat that 4.7 again. And then you can go ahead and eat this next normal for a crit. That's 2 mil. And then full power Frieza is going to go ahead and do his thing. And I'm pretty sure, maybe not next turn, but the turn after that, we are definitely done. So there you have it. Any chance to use the Wicked Bloodline team like this, and especially in a setting where it's not like letting Cooler steal the show, I think it's cool because I'm a fan of this full power Frieza unit. He has one of, if not the best voice active skills in the game still, and that's a really cool part of this unit. Another super there would have been nice. That would have definitely ended it. So I think the only way we're out of this is if full power, or if first form Frieza crits, we're definitely done. But I kind of forget how this run went because this was early in the morning. Like this was basically like an hour after it dropped or something like that. So here we go. Full power Frieza. Are you going to finish the job? You are. So Inhuman Deeds run. There you guys go. Or Diabolical Villains, whatever you want to call it. No items. So there you go. Let me know down below how you guys are tackling this. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan Battle content. We do GT Goku event missions like this all the time and all kinds of other forms of Dokkan content. So have a great day, everybody. I'm out.